See, you're a good businessman, dude. Like that's like you bring stuff together. That's what I first noticed. Like when I was like, I guess stalking you. I don't know, figuring you out. Is that like, yo, this guy, like you know how to put stuff together. Like yo, he's got like movies like in movie theaters. Like, hold on,
it's marketing, man. I'm like, why can't? I'm like, you see everybody else doing stuff on a big level, and I'm like, why can't you do it on a smaller level? Like soundtrack, everybody blew their mind. We got a soundtrack. That blew everybody's mind is blown. We got a soundtrack.
No, that makes perfect sense.
But it's good. But it's good, and it's good though.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I'm saying? Because like some people put out soundtracks, you be like, nigga.
Yeah.
Okay.
No one's listening to that.
Nobody's listening to that.
No. You found some good. You had a lot of. I didn't know you had that many people submitting.
I had a lot because a lot of people didn't make it. Some of them I was like, nah.
And like I just never heard like a lot of these artists too.
Some of them I haven't heard of.
Yeah, I was like, who? Some
of them I'm meeting for the first time. I know about 85% of them, but the other ones, because that's the thing. That's how I got my start. When I first started doing film, the first thing when I first got my Canon T2i, the first thing I filmed was a Halloween party at the Max. Retro Pub. That's the first thing I ever did. And I put a little short film out there. It's probably still my YouTube. I put a little short film. DJ Shannon was DJing that night. And Adrian Allen was there. We had a blast, man. And I just took it down there just filming. I didn't even know what I was doing. I was just down there filming, whatever. And people, a lot of people watched it. They enjoyed it. And then, I don't know if you remember Austin King, singer, gay cat. He real good singer, though. He moved to Vegas. And he said, hey, man, would you come film my album release party? And I filmed this album release party. That was like my first thing, and I posted it. He got a ton of views, man. He used it for his EPK. He got gigs galore after that. Really? And so he started telling everybody about me. So Brand J, Brandy Hamilton, Star Fisher, Charlie Red, everybody was hitting me. All the local artists started hitting me, man. I would go to their concerts, and I was filming their concerts. So I started building a relationship with all the local music artists. So that's what wasn't hard for me to contact. And I know Anthony, I know all those people. I know all them from back in the day because I used to do music. So I used to do music back in the day. So that's where I knew C-Note from and Anthony and all them from way back in the day, man. I moved back here in 2003. And so I was doing music like summer 2003 to probably about 2007 or 8. And I got to know all our local artists here, the rappers, the singers, everybody. And so I built those relationships. So it wasn't hard for me to call people and be like, hey man, shoot me some music. Oh man, yeah, shit, here, you know.
That's what's up, man.
So it's relationships building, man.
You know all the people too. Like we don't hang out enough, Hank. We need to hang out. Give me some connections, shoot.
Well, you know, man. It's networking, man. Yeah, people don't network enough, man. That's what, and they wonder why their projects suffer, man, because they don't network.
I mean, it definitely is a skill. Like you have to be like. I tell people all the time, it's like, yeah, you can be book smart, you can be, go to college, have all the knowledge you want. But if you don't know how to talk to people, you're a weirdo. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't nobody want to talk to you. No one wants to give you money because you look weird. You look like...
Well, you haven't built an audience. You haven't built an audience, and that's the thing. That's what comes. That's what you're not using social media, and you're not using your social skills for what they're for, and that's to build your audience. If I'm on social media a lot, but also if you noticed, I'm always pushing my things. I'm both pushing my brands, and what you're doing is that I don't share my whole life. You know what I'm saying? You don't know everything about me, you know what I'm saying? But I share what I'm doing and what I'm going through and what I'm working on. And what you're doing is that you make your audience a part of what you're doing. That's what I did with my documentary. I was working there for 2 years, man. And so every time I filmed, I would shoot pictures. I would, post
That's the way it's supposed to be.
And everybody, like 2 years, they were like, oh, I can't wait. I can't wait.
It's that build up. It's more. Yeah, it's exactly like a documentary almost. Just like documenting exactly what you're doing. And
that's what I'm doing with bLERDS. And so when it comes out, I guarantee when this comes out, we're gonna have a good turnout wherever we shoot it, wherever we do it. We're gonna have a good turnout because people, man, I can't wait. can't wait to see this. I can't wait to see y'all put this out. I can't wait for this to come out. You know what I'm saying? Plus the people that are in it, they have their own little fans and friends and everything else.
Yep, exactly.
And just like when I did the documentary, I had all 14 women, and they all their family and friends and cousins and them and mamas and everything else. And I, like I said, I packed out every screening. You were there. You know, every screening that I had a good turnout every screening because I built that audience. I built my audience. So now, for the future of anything that I put out, you know what I'm saying, I've already built an audience, and I'm continuing to build an audience, you know what I'm saying, with everything I do, man. So that's all it is. It's work.
You're doing good,
it's
man.
Work, man.
You're doing good work.
I'm trying, bro.
So, by the way, welcome to the Aaron Michael King Asking Questions podcast. Yeah, I guess we should start.
Yeah, let's go ahead and start.
I'm sure we'll use all that somewhere. So I have with me the infamous Hank Byrd, writer, director. Is there anything I'm missing? What else?
You know, stripper. Thief.
It makes sense. I didn't know all that.
Screenwriter, producer, director. You know,
that's what's
writer.
up.
Yeah,
that's what's up. I mean, I guess we just we're talking about all your writing endeavors and all your marketing prowess. What you have a new movie that you actually just got put on Vimeo, right? Mm-hmm. What's that?
In the Thick, Conversations from the Plus Side of Life. It's a documentary that I worked on about the trials and triumphs of plus size women in America. Well, mostly here, but yeah. So I took a group of ladies that I knew and made a documentary about them. You know, because the average size of the American woman is a size 14.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's size 14, and so but when you look at popular media and advertising and everything else, those women aren't targeted. Right. Those women aren't targeted. When you're talking about relationships, fashion, sex, media, you know, which is the topics that we covered, you know what I'm saying, in the movie, we don't hear from those women. You know what I'm saying? We usually hear from, you know, women that are smaller.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So like they're just not represented like at all.
Nah, at all.
I guess that does kind of make sense. I mean, I guess it was kind of like Amy Schumer a little bit. There was, what's her name? Wow, what's her name? The comedian, stand-up comedian. She always had the ponytail in her head. At the Apollo, she...
Are you talking about Monique?
Yeah, Monique.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, Monique. Yeah. We don't hear from her a lot.
Nah, man, because that's the thing though, man. She Amy Schumer is definitely one of those ones that are pioneering, but she wasn't the first. I mean, you know, people got to give Monique her due, man, because she was one of the first black thick romantic leads in the film. She had that movie Fat Chicks that a lot of people didn't see back in the day.
I didn't watch it.
Yeah, she was the lead in the movie. She was the romantic interest, the lead in the movie, which is rare. Even though it was a comedy, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't really making fun of big women. But that's the thing though. Usually when you see big women in or thick girls in a movie or a TV show, it's something like funny. You know what I'm saying? So they're not looked at as sexual or sexy. You know,
but it definitely happens.
It happens.
It definitely happens.
It goes down.
You know,
definitely.
Yeah. I mean
Jill Scott just set the internet on fire. You know what I'm saying? With her impromptu skills. Right. What my man called a skill Scott. You know what I mean? So she set the internet on fire, but she isn't telling the world something that a lot of us don't already know. You know that thick women are just like any other women are sexy and they're sexual beings, and you know. And so I wanted to talk to women about, you know, what they were feeling, about what they were going through in their lives, and hear it from their own words. You know what I'm saying? So you don't really hear me talk at all. I set it up and I answer the questions and I let them just talk and give me their perspective on these different things. When it comes, we talk about fashion, we talk about contraptions, the Spanx and the waist trainers and all that stuff. We talk about relationships and sex and all that. You know what I'm saying? And how they rate themselves, how they feel about themselves, and, you know, how they think men see them and all this stuff. So, yeah. So it's on Vimeo right now. It's on demand on Vimeo. You can get it to rent or you can purchase it. So if you ain't got your money up, you can rent it for $250.
I mean, we're millennials. That's what we're doing anyway.
Right. Just don't be out there bootlegging my stuff. Right. You know what I'm saying? You know, hey, don't bootleg my stuff. You know, I do the bootlegging. Nah.
Did you used to bootleg?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, that's what's. I hated bootlegging, man.
I serve the Lord, sir.
What is it? Would you steal a house?
Right.
Would you steal a car? Don't steal movies. Like,
right. They got those videos at the beginning of the DVDs. Like they selling dope. They're like sneaking out of the house. Like got it in the trunk. Like man, you got
right. Like
the DVD.
People, and the dude like stealing it. Yeah, he's like, I was like wearing all black, and like he looks like a complete criminal. Like, that's not happening. Like your Joe Blow dude is like a 13-year-old.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Man, he just has internet and he can't afford cable, and he's like, yo, I'm gonna try to watch it however I can. And like I tell people, they say, man, how you watch that? Hey, look, I got friends in low places. That's all. That's all I say. But
hold on, I think my camera just stopped.
Oh, you got that the Canon timer.
Oh no, it's still on. Was it this one? It was this one.
You know the T2i does that. The T2i 10 minutes. 10 minutes to cut off on you.
Hold on. There we go. Now I gotta edit that crap out. But no, so that's good. You're working on In the Thick. It's on Vimeo. Just search for In the Thick.
Yeah, you can go on Vimeo on demand. You can go to my Facebook page, and I have it on there. I'm talking about it on all my social media. So yeah, you can get it there. You can hit me up, Screenwriter Hank on Instagram. You can hit me up, Hank Byrd on Facebook. I can shoot you the link. Or like I said, if you go on Vimeo, look for In the Thick, Conversations from the Plus Side of Life. It'll be there.
Nice. So you're working right now on bLERDS.
Yes.
Right? Tell us about bLERDS. What is a bLERD?
bLERD is a black nerd. This is a play on words, the B's for
sense.
black, and then of course the nerd. So it's a black nerd. And so basically, the show is about 3 childhood friends, 2 of which find themselves downsized from their advertising jobs, and one of them played by Aaron
I hear he's a
King.
real nice looking guy.
I mean, he's all right.
Get out of here, man.
Man,
Yeah, the guy's sexy.
there's Idris Elba, and then there's Huggy Bear from Starsky and Hutch. Then he's kind of in the middle. Played by our Aaron Michael King here. So he plays Charlie, and he decides to start up a comic book that they dust off a comic book idea they were working on in high school. So the story is threefold, man. It's a coming of age story. It's a story about just being black and being a nerd in today's society, and also about being black in today's society. Having relationships, wife. One of our characters has a wife, and dealing with relationships and dealing with hardship and things like that. So it's what it ain't is Big Bang Theory. It's not Big Bang Theory. It's not Revenge of the Nerds.
black version.
No, it's not that.
Big Bang Theory.
No.
Do you watch that show?
I enjoy that show. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy that show. But the thing about a show like that is that those are caricatures. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those are caricatures of what nerds are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the thing about shows like that, even though I like the show, I think Sheldon and other guys in the show are funny and everything else, is that they live in LA and ain't no black people in the show.
Yeah.
And just like
there's a void.
Right, just like Friends. Friends was on all those years. I'm like, how you in New York City? And
that doesn't make a lick of
no
sense.
black
I used to
people in the
always
Friends
ask that
circle.
because, like, no, this isn't believable by any means.
Right,
like, not
right,
one black
right,
person.
none.
I mean,
None.
the show's funny, whatever, but like,
No black
come
friends.
On. Like, come on.
Right. And so, but so that's what it's about. It's representation, man. That's what it's about, man. It's that you're never gonna see that on Big Bang Theory. I mean, you're really never gonna see it because it's their last season. So unless that'd be a dick move for them to put. Sorry, that'd be a messed up thing for them to pull in a black character in their last season. Hey, you want your shot? Come on off the bench. Last season. Nah, that'd be like, really Big Bang Theory.
Like, no,
really?
that'd put them in the dirt.
Right. Really, you
Like
to
for
the
real,
last
like before
season.
the end. Yeah.
Well, Friends did that too. They got Aisha Tyler. They dug her up like close to the end.
For real?
And she
I didn't even know.
She kind of had a small reoccurring role on the show, I think they brought like a couple black people in, to tiptoe around some stuff, you know what I mean? But they weren't regulars on the show.
They weren't friends.
Right. And so everybody's like, okay, well, black nerds. I mean, they're like any other nerd. No. Really, no.
Because they deal with different issues.
Yeah, man, we're still black.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're still black.
Like we still living in the hood.
And some of them still live in the hood. You know, just like some nerds, white nerds live in the trailer park. Some you know, some brothers still live in the hood. Some brothers still go through some of the same stuff. They're dealing with gang violence and stuff like that. I tell people all the time, man, you look at some of the guys that are making movies, man. John Singleton, nerd. Ryan Coogler, nerd.
For sure.
You know,
for
John
sure.
Singleton is from South Central LA. And grew up in gang territory and lived that life, man. You know, he wasn't a gangster, but he lived around them. So
And I think it's just that perspective that people who are not black just don't always understand. Like I do it all the time. Where I come up to a person who's not black, white or Asian or Mexican or whatever, and it's like they think I'm just like them just because I'm, can relate to them on comic books or superhero movies, and it's like. Yeah, but you're not really relating to me the same. Like you can't just come up to me like, oh, hey, Charleston, like what?
Right.
Like Carlton, like you don't call me that.
Right,
you don't know me like that.
Again, another character.
Exactly, like I'm nothing like that, man.
Yeah, caricature of what a nerd is. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of the thing about this show is just having representation. Of course, it's a comedy, so we're gonna have some weird and some zany stuff go on in the show that is gonna defy belief, and we'll break the fourth wall and we'll do kind of weird stuff in the show that it's funny, but at the same time we're introducing the audience to a part of being black that a lot of people don't know is being a black and being a nerd. You know what I'm saying? What that means, and how it's different and how it's not monolithic and how we're not gonna be sitting around making pop culture jokes and all that stuff. It's more to that.
That's what I really like about that. Well, cool. Well, I think we can go ahead and transfer to our real topic of the day, which is fear. I know I asked you earlier, like, was there any like big fears that came with making bLERDS?
I mean, there's fears with every project, man. I mean, every project that that's the thing about an artist, man. Whether you're doing music or poetry or whatever, man, you never know how the audience is gonna take it. You know what I mean? So there's always gonna be fear. There's no such thing as a fearless artist. We all have fear, man. I don't care what nobody says, they're lying. I mean, we all have fear. So
did you think like this project in particular was different than all your other ones?
Oh yeah.
Like
yeah, well, this is more. I think this is more of the most personal projects I've ever worked on.
Okay. Like just as far as like the characters or just like the subject?
Yeah, the character, the subject, everything. You know what I'm saying? Because each one of the characters is me. You know what I'm saying? At different points in my life. You know what I'm saying? So, I've been Warren. At one point in my life, I've been Charlie. At one point in my life, I've been Ty.
Okay, so explain those characters.
Okay, so Charlie, Warren, and Ty are the three characters in bLERDS. They're the main characters. Charlie, the main character, your character, he's more of the free spirit, the single guy. You know what I'm saying? I still read my comic books. I still play my video games. I don't have to really answer to anybody. I kind of live life the way he's kind of a free spirit. So he's like, hey, let's start a comic book company. Or, hey, let's go to the comic book store. We just lost our jobs. Whatever. Let's go to the comic book store. I got some money saved up. We'll figure it out. As I've been that guy. You know what I'm saying?
I'm that guy right now.
Like, I've been that guy. Before I had kids and before any of that stuff happened in my life, I was that carefree guy. I didn't really have that many concerns, about, how I was going to eat or whatever, because I was working. I didn't really have any responsibilities to anybody but me. Then you have Ty. Ty is the married guy. You know what I'm saying? He not only is the married guy, he's married to the cheerleader, the girl next door. He's married to, somebody that he feels a lot of trepidation about being married to. He feels, he didn't want to lose his wife. He didn't want to lose his house. And he has.
So he's really the fearful guy.
Of course, yeah, he's a fearful guy. He's a fearful guy, and he's the guy that
like he's living life the way it's supposed to be done.
Well, the way everybody says it's supposed to be done. Because there comes a point where you get older, and then you're not living your truth, and you're living somebody else's. And you're living everybody else's expectations.
That's interesting that you say that, because we did an episode, I think 2 episodes. The first episode, actually, we were talking about like truth and does the truth really set you free? And one of the themes that came up was, what is your truth? And I think the argument was, you have to live your truth. And I had a problem with that originally because, I mean, there's only one big truth that you have to abide by. The thing is, you just have to realize what you really believe. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
So, and I think people, like, say, for instance, you know, like you said, let's say everyone's supposed to go to college and get a good job.
Right.
Okay, so, you know, people say, oh, that's the truth. And they say,
Yeah.
oh, my truth is, I don't, let's say you can do that. And yeah, you'll get, you know, you may get noticed and you may get lots of money, you may get a good job and get a nice house and everything, but you're not really happy. So is the truth really that you have to go to college, or do you have to, you know, get the nice job? The truth is, you're supposed to do what you're supposed to do.
Well, it depends on. Okay, so I'm older than you, so it depends on.
Winding me up.
It depends on what generation you come from. So, my parents' generation was, you know, the baby boomers. So they're like, you know, you get a job. You get one of, they call it, get one of them good white folks jobs. And you work it and you retire and you die. In between there, you have some kids and you get your house and get your nice little car or whatever, you know. And you work that job and you get the gold watch, and after 30 years and you sit down and die somewhere. And then we came along.
Right.
And they told us, you know, you need to go to college. You know what I'm saying? You need to either go to college or you go to the military. You know what I'm saying? Get you one of them good jobs.
Right.
You know, you should work for the government or something, you know, and get you some kids and get your wife and go die.
Live the life.
And live your life and go die. Ain't no I want to rap or I want to make movies or any of that. Because, you know, I tell people all the time, I got accepted to NYU Film School.
Really?
And so I go to my parents. These are my parents, these same baby boomers. And I'm telling them this, you know, my big dream about being a filmmaker. And they're like, Negro, if you going to college,
wow,
regular college,
wow,
to get you a job and everything, it's crushed my dream. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for real.
But I understand. But back to fear. That's their fear, though. You know, because our parents back then, they had that. It was to come to your parents like kids can come to their parents now. Like, oh, you might have come to your parents. It's like your generation could easily say, hey, I want to be a blogger. I want to be a brand ambassador. I want to be an influencer online. Or I want to do this. Or I want to start my own podcast. I want to start my own internet company. We didn't have that. Back then, nah. The dudes that I went to high school with, no lie, I put it on my mother. I would say 97, 98% of us went to the military. Because our fathers were military. I grew up military brat. All of our fathers were military. So wasn't no, I'm finna go do this. Some of us had, you know, athletic prowess on the field. They went to go play football. I had a couple of my classmates went off to play football, professional ball. One played for the Giants, one played for some other teams out there. So yeah, we had some of those guys. They went out to play professional baseball and football and stuff like that. But most of us,
military.
We went to the military.
Interesting.
Because that's what we knew. That's what we knew.
So do you think like those decisions were based off of fear? Well, based off of just being safe or just making good decisions, or
it's just what we knew. It's what we knew. It's what we knew. It was what was expected of you. You know, and so so you didn't step outside. It was the box. It was the box. Basically, it was the box that you were in. So I don't recall many of my classmates or really any going out to, I'm gonna be a filmmaker, I'm gonna be a writer, I'm gonna be an actor, or any of that. I don't remember any of them doing that. I had the dream to do that, but I had the fear as well of, you know, I don't want to let my parents down. I don't want to, you know, let the family down and stuff like that. So my dreams had to kind of take a back seat and do what was expected of me.
I feel you on that. I mean, I kind of did the same thing. I mean, I've always been just back and forth, trying to balance, you know, doing what's expected between actually doing what actually like fulfills me. You know what I mean? I knew from a very young age that I wanted to move to California and be an actor. So when I actually got the chance to do that, well, let's see. Before that, I, you know, my parents too. They said, "Hey, you need to go to college." So I went to college. I was, I think I got about 2 years where I was just like, I'm over it. Like, I'm not going to do it. There were some other things going on too, which just made it way more convenient to stop. I had some issues with my fast food. That's a whole nother story. I'm not going to get into that. Yeah. It's a crazy thing. But, I just ended up just stopping after 2 years. I started working in finance. And that's where I started making money. So I was working at American General, got promoted to like a manager, like a year after, and I was making money. I was,
which
nice
is what
clothes.
We think is the thing. We
It's
think
crazy.
to make,
it was like
make money.
It's the most money I made in like ever at the time. Got a nice car and all that good stuff. But in the back of my mind, I was like, this is like, I'm not trying to do this for the rest of my life.
Yeah, slow death. It's slow death, man.
Yeah, exactly. I was
It's
like, there's
death.
no way I'm going to be happy doing this. So, I figured out a plan where I was just going to switch careers. I was going to work a Quick Trip. I was going to work a Quick Trip.
It's good money working a Quick Trip, man.
I mean, it was good, too. I was going to work a Quick Trip. I was going to have a more flexible schedule so I could like go to Oklahoma City and get some auditions and that stuff like too. Do that stuff, too. Ended up, shortly after that, moving to California. So I could do I was working in finance again in Bank of America, but I was also, trying to just live that dream. But the thing that I always realized was stopping me is that I was trying to fulfill other people's dreams while fulfilling mine. For fear of, not failing. For fear of failing. Yeah. There's fear of failing, fear of just not knowing what's going on, fear of not knowing if I'm actually going to succeed.
Yes.
Everything's beeping. Good Lord.
I've been there, man. I found myself. I was in the military, and my ex-wife, she was in the military, and I found myself married at a young age, and a father at a young age. I was like 21, I think, when I had my first daughter. 21, 22. I had my first daughter, 21. And so I had to put Charlie away. I couldn't be that guy anymore. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
So I had to become Ty. You know what I'm saying?
That's
and
real.
I had to become, I had to put my comic books up. I had to, put all my little action figures up. I had to, put that stuff in the garage. And I had to be dad now. You know what I'm saying? And then I had another daughter. So now I got a wife, 2 kids, and and then I
Got to take care of them.
Got to take care of them, man. So I had to go back to college. I went back to college, and after I got out of the military and got my degree in journalism and lived that quintessential life, man, a nuclear family life, and then that didn't work out. So then we divorced and, got with someone else later and, started having kids again and same thing, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was my life, man. When I was younger, you talk about Warren. Warren is the character. He's the most, probably more complex of the 3. He's like a closet nerd, been that. You know what I'm saying?
Because he's afraid of just other people knowing.
Been there. You know what I'm saying? Especially going into the military. You're in the military. You're just young. You're single. You're you're in good shape. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're supposed to be all hard.
Musculars. You got muscles and and all this stuff, man. And the girls paying attention to you. And I think for me it started happening like. Again, that fear of being made fun of or whatever, because everybody knew I was a nerd, but I was also in a whole other bunch of stuff too. You know what I'm saying? I was in Boy Scouts and all that stuff, man. So, but yeah, I mean,
I was in Boy Scouts for like a year.
But I was a Boy Scout. I was a Cub Scout, a Weeblo, and a Boy Scout.
Oh, you used to like the whole organization.
Whole thing.
Wow! So you like know how to make all the knots and like
I know everything.
You can like name owls and birds and wolves.
I still know it. A scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and rebel.
That's what's up.
I know all my Boy Scout
I
stuff.
don't know none
man.
of
I know that book backwards and forwards, man. And but then you get into high school, and then you ain't getting no girls with no Boy Scout uniform on. Cause I saw the goofy kid with the Boy Scout uniform. They was like, man, what do you got on? Like they used to make fun of that cat. And I was like, but the fear,
no girls.
But the fear, made you closet yourself in and you not be that cat. So
and not be true to yourself.
Right. And so
I
I started playing sports and and getting into stuff and because I wanted to date girls, but I still was a nerd, but I kind of suppressed a lot of who I was, especially after high school, and then going into the military and stuff, and being around all these tough guys and all that stuff. So I wasn't going to be, super nerd around them and stuff, But yeah, it took me a while to just to really find who I was and just be myself.
Be
you
yourself.
know what I'm saying?
I'll never forget the first time that I truly decided to try being like my full self. My brother Steven, I mean, he's like, you want to talk, if you were going to say, there's a black nerd, that you would probably call his name. You know what I'm saying? All his friends would say that. I don't know how he feels about that, Steven. You can let him know later. But like he was let's see, my last year in high school, he came to the high school too. So like I saw how he interacted with, all his friends. I was, just getting into a state to where I could like talk to everybody, because I didn't really talk a lot. I was a loser in high school, by the way. I've told people I was not the coolest dude by any means.
Yeah, I saw that picture.
Yeah, man. I had like the chili bowl hair.
I was like,
I wanted a chili bowl.
I was like,
back in the day, it was not cool to do anything.
I mean, when you went to the barber shop, were you like,
I didn't. No,
I don't want none of that that's on the wall. I got a
Bump
picture.
all that.
I got a picture. This is what I want. I want this.
Yeah. All this professional stuff you've done before? No. I don't want none of that.
Asymmetrical chili bowl. Like,
no, that's the thing. That's the thing too, yo. Going to the barbershop, like that was scary for me, man. Because you get there and it's like, there's no appointments.
Right.
You know what I mean? You just gotta like know the barber. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He's like, hey, it's my turn next, or you'll get skipped.
Right.
Yo, I got skipped all the time, man.
Oh, man.
I was a loser.
I had a high top fade in high school, man. So I was real particular about my hair, man. I had a lot of hair, so I was real particular about it back then. But yeah, man, I mean, it's just so yeah, the characters are just just the different points of my life, man. And, and like I said, you're dealing with fear, and you're dealing with just trying to be yourself and try to have your voice and everything. So that's the big thing about these characters, is that each one of them has their own personalities. They're three different people, even though they're part of me, but they're three different people, and they have their own backstories and things they've gone through and things like that. And so it makes them pretty well-rounded characters.
That's good. So let's see. So like, how do you deal with it? Like, how did you figure out like that you needed to become yourself? Oh, actually, I never finished my story. So yeah, I remember seeing my brother, and he just did not care. He did not care what people thought, like at all. Yeah. And I took.
He cares.
I mean, not to the extent that I did, I'm sure, because I just remember looking at myself and be like I care way too much. Yeah. I still kind of struggle with that now sometimes. Yeah. But no, I definitely was like, yo, like I can't live, being afraid of what everyone's gonna think of me.
Man, fear. Okay, so and it's crazy you brought up this subject, because it's something that I've like spent my entire life looking at. It's like the fear. And the thing about fear is you got three ways to deal with fear. You have people who are circumstantial. They have to deal with fear circumstantially, like a fire, or you got to run in the building and get your kid, or the car's flipped over and the mom has to lift the car and all that stuff. That's circumstantial. You have people who are conditioned to overcome fear through life. That's me. And then you have people who are trained to overcome fear. Firemen, policemen, soldiers, I fall into them categories. You know, I've been a soldier, and I've been, you know, and I've been conditioned through life experience to
especially
deal with
being
it.
in the military, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, trust me, I grew, part of my life, I grew up in Fort Benning, Georgia, and which is the home of Airborne, home of the Rangers, and that's so we saw these guys every day. You walk on main post, and they have the 100-foot towers where you see the guys learning how to parachute off the towers, and and mentally your mind can't conceive of that. A lot of those guys, trust me, if you talk to anybody that's been in Airborne, a lot of them guys are afraid of heights. A lot of them guys are afraid of dying, falling out of the air and dying.
But they still doing it though.
But you're trained.
I guess it's not as much getting rid of fear as much as it just ignoring it or just going through it. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, you're trained. You're trained. You're trained in a way where you develop muscle memory, and it's just like being deployed. I was deployed Desert Storm, and if you ever find yourself in a combat situation, you know, you're trained. Your training is what will keep you alive. Your training will allow you to be in a fearful situation because your body knows what to do already. So these guys are trained. They're scared out of their minds. You know what I'm saying? But your body isn't. So they'll slap a magazine in, shoot down range, slap another one in, bullets flying over their head.
Because they've done it so many times.
They've done it so many times. They've been trained for it. Policemen, you know, firemen, they've been trained. Firemen train all the time. So nobody rationally wants to run into a burning building. But my training tells me if I go in this building, I do this, I get low, I hit the hammer, I hit the axe on the door, I vent the building out, I get the backdraft out, I get in there, get the people, I drag them out. My training tells me to do that.
Yeah. Which is interesting because like to train, you have to be put in those fearful situations.
Put in those fearful situations.
Like,
and then there's people who are conditioned over time, and that's me. I think what it is, we're all scared. You know what I'm saying? But you have to get to a point where you have to look at my goal or what it is that I'm trying to do is bigger than me. It's bigger than my life right now. Yeah. Okay, I work a regular job. I'm a regular guy. I work a regular job. I got a regular house. I got a regular car. Regular family. There's nothing extraordinary about me on the surface. You know what I'm saying? But I have a goal that's
I need to get
bigger than bills important. And all that stuff. So I have to find a way to subside that fear and step out and do it. And the more I do it, you know what I'm saying?
It's like training.
It's like training. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not fearless. I have fear. Every project that I go in, any project that an artist goes in, we have fear, man. Hey, are people gonna like this? Are people gonna reject me? Are people gonna hate on me? Are people gonna talk about me? Are people gonna, talk about the people that are in my project or whatever? And I'm willing to bet 9 times out of 10, all of your fears are gonna be true.
Yeah. The thing is, like, I always have to keep reminding myself is that people really don't care as much as you think. They care such a little amount, especially in today's age where there's like information coming every 2 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Like, people aren't going to remember the time that you, flubbed a line when you were, talking in front of the school. Well, like, people don't care. They might laugh at it, for, when they see you next or whatever. But it's going to be over after that.
Information comes to people so much, so fast, so man. Quick. Anything that happens, man, it's going to be whatever next week. So you vying for the attention of other people. So don't overthink it. And that's another part of fear. We overthink stuff. We think,
that's definitely my problem.
Yeah, I'm gonna put this out, and one person's gonna say it sucks, and then a million people gonna say it sucks, and all this stuff.
And then 100 people gonna like that, and it's gonna go viral, and everyone's gonna know.
Right.
There's people think like that.
You worry for nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, we all have fear, man. Going into every project that we go into, we all have that fear, man. Anytime I get up in front of somebody, if I do a performance or I do anything, I'm scared to death. You know what I'm saying? But I'm also confident. I'm also, the thing is, if you know how to execute well, you really don't have a lot of fear, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I look at the show, man. I think, we got a team in place now. We got very competent people in all areas of the show. In front of the camera, behind the camera, everything. So I don't really have worries about it.
That's
You
good.
know what I'm saying? Of course, like I said, I got the same fears. If I put it out, somebody gonna think it sucks, or somebody gonna say, "Oh, they can't act, or they suck, or whatever. This show's boring, and I can't relate to this, or whatever." But if those few people that we do reach that do
like
relate to that do like
That's
it,
what's important.
it's gonna change
important.
them. So that's how I don't worry about that.
Well, that's what's up, man. When's do you know when bLERDS comes out?
Good question.
Yeah, whenever it gets finished.
When we get finished, man. I mean, we got a couple of scenes away from being done. I mean,
Cool.
we just got to get these scenes knocked out, and then the post production is where the work is, man. You know, just getting the editing, sound, color, and all that stuff, and
That's good.
everything else, and then
That's where the real magic happens.
where the real magic happens. Then the marketing machine's already there, so we're okay. You
That's
know what
good.
I'm saying? We currently got the soundtrack out, which is doing well. People
Yeah,
are
it's very
listening to
nice.
that. People are really.
It's a very good soundtrack too.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I've listened to it. Like
Yeah.
lots of soundtracks suck.
Times, yeah.
And I was very surprised.
A lot of soundtracks suck.
And these are all people from Tulsa. Like, I used to bash on Tulsa's music.
And that's the biggest thing about this, man. Is that
sucky
people,
artists, man.
Man.
I feel like, yo, stop.
And a lot of people are like, whoa, they from Tulsa. Everybody from
that's
Tulsa?
what I was like. Yo, this is from
Whoa,
Tulsa.
this from Tulsa. Like, because we start the soundtrack off with Anthony with Jenkins with that song, man.
That song is fire.
And that song's like 3 years old.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
It sure is. Yep.
So I was like, oh man, and like everybody's like, whoa, man, that song is cold, man. That's like, whoa. And so
it's in the playlist
that drew
right
them in.
now.
That drew them in, and then they started hearing them other songs, man, and they were drawn in. So yeah, the marketing machine's there, man. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, when I released that soundtrack, I was scared, man. I was like, oh man, people gonna think we suck, Tulsa music sucks or whatever.
No, it's dope.
People love it. People dope. You
This is
know,
it.
you just we executed well on that. So yeah, man, fear is just something that you're gonna have to learn how to push through. Again, it's either gonna be situational, you're gonna develop it as a skill, or you're gonna be trained to do it. Either way, man, fear is just something. It's just an obstacle you have to overcome. In everything you do, and you just can't let fear cripple you, man. That's the thing.
Just don't let it stop you.
That's what happens, though.
I think people really feel bad when they notice that they have fear. Like it's not even like that. Everyone's got fear. Like you said, you just gotta keep going. Just don't stop. It might slow you down a little bit. We all human. Just get better at going through it.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
So what's the you got to think about, okay, this is my goal. What's more important? Is it the fear that's holding me back, or is the goal? You know what I'm saying? If your goal is always going to be bigger, that's the fear. That's the fear. The fear is this thing that I'm trying to do is bigger than me. It's bigger than my bills. It's bigger than my job. It's bigger than my family. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know how I'm going to pay for it. I don't know where it's going to go. I don't know who's going to see it. I don't know how it's going to be received. That's fear. That's fear. But are you going to push through that and do it? Or are you going to be crippled by it? Because if you get crippled by it, then you're no good.
Well, Mr. Hank Byrd, you were a very inspiring person.
Thanks,
I appreciate you coming and talking to my folks.
Yeah.
Anything else you got to say?
Nah, man, just be on the lookout for bLERDS. Currently the soundtrack is out. bLERDSwebseries.com. You can learn about the show. You can listen to the soundtrack and stream the soundtrack, which is very good. It features a lot of good local artists. We encourage you to go to the artist page and patronize their music. If you like what you hear, it's free. We're putting it out there just to, for them, just to show love to the Tulsa artists and really expose them to the world. And we've done a good job of that so far. I'm on social media, man. Hank Byrd, or screenwriter Hank Byrd. You can find me YouTube, IG, Snapchat, Facebook, anything. Currently got the In the Thick documentary out, In the Thick Conversations from the Plus Side of Life. That's on Vimeo on demand. You can rent it or you can purchase it.
Good deal. bLERDSwebseries.com. I'll see you guys later. Peace.